The townspeople disappeared until I found the truth. I used to think small towns were safe. That's why I moved to Ashbrook in the first place. It had everything I wanted: quiet streets lined with whispering maples, neighbors who waved as they passed, and a kind of silence that felt like peace instead of loneliness. But that was before the disappearances began, before the fear started to thicken in the air like smoke, before I began checking my locks 3 times every night, terrified that I might be the next to vanish. It started on the 10th of March. 2 people, Evan and Lucy, vanished after dinner at the old diner by the lake. They were seen leaving hand in hand, smiling, headlights cutting through the mist. The next morning, their car was found still running outside their home. Doors open, keys in the ignition. No blood, no sign of struggle, just absence. When the next 10th rolled around, 2 more disappeared, a mechanic and a schoolteacher. Then again, the following month. Always 2, always on the 10th. The police scoured every inch of town. The woods, the lake, the abandoned iron mill where the children used to dare each other to sneak in. Nothing. Not a footprint, not a drop of blood. As if they had been plucked out of existence. By the 8th month, Ashbrook wasn't a town anymore. It was a collection of locked doors and whispered prayers. The diner closed. The church bell stopped ringing. People boarded their windows, left candles burning through the night. Everyone stayed inside on the 10th, counting down the hours until morning. I tried to keep calm, to tell myself there was a rational explanation, but I could feel something shifting inside me. It started with the dreams, vivid, nightmarish flashes of being outside in the dark, of mud under my fingernails, of something breathing beside me that wasn't human. Then came the blackouts. I'd wake up in strange places, on the floor, covered in dirt, sometimes with leaves tangled in my hair. I told myself I was just tired. Stress, I said. My nerves were shot. But deep down, something else was whispering. Something I didn't want to listen to. By the 12th month, Ashbrook was dying. Half the houses stood empty. Even the sheriff, once proud and loud, now drowned himself in whiskey, muttering about patterns and curses. Everyone knew the 10th was coming again. And this one was different. It fell on my birthday. I tried to ignore it. I didn't even buy myself a cake. But as the date crept closer, I couldn't shake the sense that something was watching me. Not from outside, but from within. The night before, a storm tore through town. The wind screamed. The rain hit the windows like nails. Around 10, the lights flickered once, twice, then went out completely. The darkness was absolute. I lit a candle and waited, every muscle in my body tense. Then came the sound. Footsteps. Slow. Measured. Directly above me. I froze. The boards creaked again. One step, then another. My pulse hammered in my ears. Someone was in the house. I grabbed the basement key from the counter, my hand trembling so violently I nearly dropped it. I stumbled down the stairs, pulled the heavy door shut, and locked it. The footsteps followed. They stopped right above the door. Then, scratching. Gentle. Persistent. I pressed my back against the cold wood, tears stinging my eyes. The candle flickered. I thought about shouting for help, but who would come? Everyone else was hiding too. So I waited. Time didn't move. It stretched, distorted, until I didn't know if I'd been there for minutes or hours. Eventually, the scratching stopped. Exhaustion pulled me under. I must have fallen asleep there, sitting on the cold floor, with the candle burned down to a stub. When I woke, pale light filtered through the small basement window. The storm was gone. The silence felt heavy, wrong. I climbed the stairs, unlocked the door, and stepped into the kitchen. The smell hit me first, metallic and sharp, mixed with something sour. My stomach twisted. Then I saw it. A dark stain spreading across the floor, uneven and sticky. I stepped closer, and my heart nearly stopped. Blood. Not old, not dried. Fresh. The storage room door was wide open. I knew I'd closed it the night before. Inside, Boxes were overturned, a faint trail of red smudges leading from the kitchen to the basement. My basement. My mind rebelled. No, I'd been down there all night. I'd heard someone else upstairs. Someone else must have done this. But then, behind a stack of crates, I saw it. A bundle of clothes shoved carelessly into the shadows. My clothes. The ones I thought I'd lost months ago. They were stiff, crusted dark. When I touched them, my hands came away red-brown. And beneath them lay something small and golden. A bracelet. Lucy's bracelet. The room began to spin. My knees gave out. I clutched the bracelet to my chest, shaking. Memories, no, fragments, flashed in my mind. A forest at night. The crunch of leaves. The sound of someone crying. My own breath, ragged and strange. I ran. I don't know why or where, just away from the house, from the truth clawing at the back of my skull. But something pulled me back down those stairs, almost against my will. The basement was colder now, the air heavier. I could hear the hum of silence pressing in. My eyes darted to the corner where the old workbench stood. Something was off about the floorboards beneath it. I pushed the bench aside. A trapdoor. The wood was new. I didn't remember installing it, yet my handwriting was carved faintly into the edge. Stay downstairs. Don't let it out. My hands shook as I lifted it. The smell hit first, rot and iron. The stench of death, almost. Below, in a shallow pit, lay bones, half buried in damp soil. Torn fabric clung to them, faces long gone. I stumbled backward, gagging, my mind splitting open under the weight of realization. The disappearances, the blood, the blackouts. It wasn't someone else. It was me. The basement hadn't been my hiding place. It had been my cage. My prison between nights when something inside me woke and went out into the dark. I thought I was locking the world out, but I was locking myself in. The rest of the day passed in fragments. I remember running outside, the cold rain hitting my face. I remember seeing the sheriff's car in the distance, lights flashing faintly through the mist. I remember the metallic taste in my mouth, blood, maybe mine, maybe not. And then, nothing. Now I sit here, writing this, as the 10th approaches again. The town is almost empty. The police will come soon, and they'll find everything. The stains, the clothes, the trapdoor, the note carved into the wood. They'll see the truth I can't bear to face. I used to believe the 10th was cursed, that something evil came to Ashbrook every month to claim its share. I was right, but not in the way I thought. The curse was never outside. It was inside me all along, sleeping, waiting for the right night to wake. And the 10th is tomorrow. The lights are flickering again. I can hear the wind outside. And beneath it, footsteps. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if I am. But one thing I know for certain. When morning comes, I won't remember this. I'll wake in the basement again, thinking I survived another night. Not realizing that the monster never left. Because the monster is me. Hope you liked the story. Please, like, share, and subscribe. See you again.